So for tonight's match, we have clones versus the Empire. Obi Wan Kenobi is taking the lead here as the commander, and we've got a Barc Speeder with a gunner. Over here, we have some clone troopers with a DC-15 Phase 1 mixed in, DC-15 mixed in with these guys, and over here, just one extra clone trooper in that unit, and also this group over here does have the fragmentation grenades. And there you go. That is 499 points of clones. Okay, for our Empire Skirmish list tonight, we've got 498 points total. We've got Darth Vader. He's going to be running Anger, Fear, Force Choke, Vigilance. We've got some Stormtroopers over here with an Imperial Officer, Emergency Stims, and the DLT-19. Over here, we've got Stormtroopers with a Stormtrooper Captain. And then over here, we've got Stormtroopers again with a T-21 Stormtrooper mixed in. Dewback Rider. And he's got Into the Fray and T-21 Blaster Rifle. There you go. 498 points of Empire. And for tonight's match, we're playing Control. Place one objective token on the center of the battlefield. Rounds 2 to 4, you score it. And then we've got our deployment is meeting engagement on the corners. And then, of course, we have Dawn, which basically means round 1, no range attacks outside of range 2. All right, those are our conditions. So we are deployed. Quick look at the board here. We've got some crashed air speeders out there providing cover 2. Obviously Slave 1, my Lego set, I'm short on terrain, will be cover 2. The barricades are out there. Our objective tokens in the middle for rounds 2 and 4, scoring a point. And in the game it's worth 2. And we've deployed. We've got the clones down here in this corner. And we've got over here, we've got the Empire deployed up in this corner. And let's have at it. So round 1 command phase, Obi Wan Kenobi will play the standing orders, and Vader will play new ways to motivate them. And here we go. So Obi Wan gave it to this group of clones over here for his one during the command phase, and over here we've got Vader gave out to he gave out 2, one to squad number 3 and one to squad number 2. So as the Empire, I'm thinking they should probably activate these guys with the face-up order token, and using the card here, they might be able to get up to that spot, which is pretty good because the objective token is right over there. It'll cost them, though, if they do that extra free move action, they're going to lose a guy, though. Let's do it. Well, it cost them taking on a wound, and there's our little guy over there. But it did give them 1 free extra move action, so that got them all the way to there. So clones get their first activation. Looking at the board, I'm thinking they should try to double time it up here and get behind that crashed airspeeder up there. So after their double move action, it puts them right up there. And if they can get first activation next round, they can get behind that, activate first and get behind that. Well, back at the Empire of Evil, I'm thinking that Dewback would love to get over there and kind of prevent those guys from setting up camp over there and blowing these guys to smithereens. So if we spur him, we might get him over, or at least closer to it. Let's give it a try. So Dewback took on 2 suppressions to spur himself all the way over there. So clones are back to their stack and pulled out Ewan McGregor here. So he's going to, I think, do 2 move actions to move up to about there. Double move action puts Kenobi right there. So Empire goes back to the stack, pull out this troop unit here. I'm thinking they probably will make a move action, and they should be in range 2 for Kenobi over there. So with the move action, the first one here, they are in range and do have some line of sight to Mr. Kenobi. He's in range. They can just see him over top of this, so we'll give Kenobi, I guess, some obstruction there. He'll get cover 1, and they'll make their attack. So there's the roll there. So we're going to remove one of these regular hits because of the cover we gave him, Kenobi. So it's going to be 2 crits and a regular hit. So Mr. McGregor blocked 2 of them. So that means one hit got through then. One crit goes through. So first blood drawn by the Empire, one wound on Kenobi. So going back to the stack, we drew the Barc Speeder, and I'm thinking, just go up there and maybe take a shot at those guys. So the Barc Speeder, compulsory move to here. Now he does not move long because he's got that gunner with him on the side, which reduces his speed by 1, so it's only a medium. So he's still in range, believe it or not. He just has the range 2 on those guys over there. So they're going to get heavy cover because of the line of sight, and they're right up on it. Complete the shot. He gives himself an aim token too. There's the roll they got. So let's see. They don't surge. They do surge to hit, which is fine, but that's heavy cover blocks 2 of them, so it'll take out 2 of these regular hits, leaving the 3 that would go through, and roll for defense. Good news is the Stormtroopers did block 2, meaning 1 wound will go through. Yeah, that probably wasn't the best opening move for the Empire, moving these guys out from under here so quickly. They're already down 2 models, so. So Empire, they're going to go ahead and activate Stormtroopers here, Squad 3, and try to get them over here to support, because these guys are just getting cut down to ribbons over there. So double move action puts the Squad 3 right to there. Clones up next. Squad 2 will activate. They are probably, I'm thinking maybe, well, that barricade there, they'll probably go to that one. They haven't activated yet. But these guys really should try to get over here and get some cover behind that crash speeder. So Clone Squad 2, they double time it over there, and that's where they wind up. So Vader activates next. He's got 2 possible directions to go. He can go over this way, or he can go over this way. And I'm thinking he's probably going to go this way. That puts Vader right about there, so that ends his activation. So Squad 3 is going to activate, last activation for the round. Do a move action, get up here, and then probably take a dodge token. So we took a dodge token. I think, we could have taken a shot at these guys instead of doing the dodge token, but Obi-Wan is running Vigilance, which means range 1 to 2. This dodge will stay at the end of the round, not be removed. So at the end of round 1, there's the status of our field. Don't forget, starting in round 2, our conditions will return to normal, and we'll see how it goes. So, start of round 2. Clones are going with hello there, and Empire is going with coordinated fire. So, command phase, Kenobi gets 1 to himself for hello there, and he had 4 enemy units at range 1 to 2, which gave him free. We chose 3 dodges and a surge. Over here, the Empire decided, well, they got to give it out to 3 core units, which was all they had on the board, which means in their stack, they know it's going to be either the Dewback Rider or Vader, and they're ready to activate, and here we go. So the clones chose to let him sit for a while. He's good. And so they went to the stack, and they got a core. They're going to activate these guys over here and have them probably go after this group over here. So Clone Trooper Squad 1 is definitely taking a shot over here. Now, they won't get covered because they're kind of like behind it. Or they should say the barricades are behind them. So the roll came. There's the attack pool. So wow, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Ouch time. Stormtroopers defend. They get 2 blocks because they don't have any surges. So that means 3 hits are going through, and these guys all did. So that attack went really well. I think for their second action, they're going to go ahead and do a move action, kind of move back this way. So Clone Trooper Squad number 1 has moved back, and yeah. So Empire is not going to the stack. They're going to activate Squad number 1 Stormtroopers, and they're going to take a shot at Kenobi. Now, it's a little dicey. They can see him, but barely. He's definitely going to get cover. But the question is heavy cover or light cover. Now this is heavy cover, this whole thing, but he's not in base to base over here. He's over there. But being the fact they can barely see him, like they can see his shoulder and his head, we're going to give Kenobi heavy cover for this one. Now, they're going to get an aim token and then shoot at him because coordinating fire, the card over there, will give these guys a free aim token after they use the one over here. So after their reroll by spending that aim token, that's what they got. They got a crit and 2 hits because they have surge to hit. The heavy cover will take away the 2 here, so only really the crit Kenobi has to worry about. Now he has a dodge. So Mr. Ewan McGregor rolls his defense dice for that 1 crit that goes through. Nothing, so he'll take on 1 wound. He couldn't spend the dodge because dodges don't cancel out critical hits. And because they use an aim token, according to our card here, range 1 to 2, a trooper unit gets a free aim token. So back to the stack, Barc Speeder will activate. I think he's going to make a suicide run, just go right up here and just go right at those guys. So the Barc Speeder did its compulsory move, and now it's going to go ahead and take a shot. I was thinking about going for the Stormtroopers, but Vader's actually a better target. They'll go for him. Vader will get some light cover for that barricade in the way. So 4 hits will go through on Vader. They didn't get an aim token, so that's all they got. So the cover canceled out 1 of those hits from the Barc Speeder, leaving Vader with 3 defensive dice to roll. He rolls them, he blocks 1, he'll take on 2 wounds. So for the Barc Speeder's last action, they'll just take a dodge token. So Dewback activates next. Go ahead and do the rally for him. And he gets... Oh, he rallied. Okay, cool. The suppression token comes off. And what's he going to do? Well, I'm thinking he's got to reposition himself, take a shot at those guys over there. So first one was a move action with a spur to get him to right about there. And then that's where that suppression came from. He spurred. And then he'll probably, I don't know. He might be able to get there. He might be able to engage those guys. Let me think about this. So he spurred himself again, taking another suppression token, and he got into base-to-base contact with those clone troopers. And now he gets a free attack action whenever he does a move that puts him into melee. So we'll resolve that now. Now I'm counting this. It says free attack action, meaning that if he hasn't attacked yet, even if he had two actions already, he can do it. So Dewback did his job. He surges to hit, so 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on these guys. They'll roll a defense dice. So clones did pretty good. They blocked 2 of them. They don't surge to defend or anything. So that'll mean 2 wounds will go through on these guys. Now Dewback is suppressive. He's going to drop 2 suppressions down on these guys. Actually, no, it'll just be 1 suppression. Yeah. So clone squad number 2 is going to activate, and they're just going to go ahead, I think, and take an aim and try to take a shot at those guys right over there. So clones did not come through, man. They did score 4 hits, but these guys have cover, although I don't think it's heavy cover because the leader is not in base-to-base contact with this. At the very least, it's cover 1. So, yeah, all right. So, yeah, they didn't block anything. So it looks like we lost 1 hit for cover was lost, and that means 3 hits go through. The Stormtroopers do have emergency stims. They'll use that now. So 2 wounds go on the emergency stims, and we're going to take away a guy from over there. Let's get rid of, I don't know, how about this guy there? So Empire is going to activate Stormtrooper Squad 3, and they can't shoot at them. They're engaged. But they can shoot that Barc Speeder, and even though he has light cover from zipping around and a dodge token, these guys have a T-21 in there, and he says critical 2. He can give her 2 to critical results. They might still land some hits on it. Yeah, they'll do that. So there's the roll and the reroll with the aim token they got from earlier from coordinated fire. So 2 surges will convert to crits. They have a crit over there. That's 3 crits and a hit. The hit they'll lose from the light cover from the speeder bike. The repulsor vehicle always has that. There was some light cover here, but that won't. The crits will still get through that. So Basically, he's blocking 3 crits. So the Barc Speeder blocked 2 of them, so 1 hit will go through. So the clones have a tough decision. They could, he has a face-up board token. He could activate. The stack is definitely going to be that trooper unit there. I'm thinking right now Kenobi is contesting this objective marker here, but also that stormtrooper unit over there is also in range 1 of it. So they're both tied, but I'm thinking Kenobi might be able to get over here, engage them, and then these guys can move up because they've already, and Vader probably is too far away to get in there. So yeah, we'll do that. So Kenobi, when he rallied, he didn't remove the suppression. He jumped over this. He's there. I believe he's got the distance to charge these guys. That's exactly what he's going to do. So he had the distance. He charged. He's base to base. He gets to attack. So he's going to score 3 hits because he's got a surge token he can spend to convert that surge to a hit. All right, here we go. Lieutenant O'Hara, your squad just whiffed completely. All blanks. So Kenobi just knifed right through him. So finally Vader activates. Last one on the Empire side. Well, these guys here are still contesting that objective over there. Even if they move up, oh boy, it would have been better for the Empire if they had gone first, but they didn't. So Vader's going to take a move action, and then he's going to take a dodge token. So Vader ends right there. He would love to force choke something, but nobody's in range, so that's his activation. So last unit to activate this round will be the Clone Squad 3 here. Oh man, they could go over this and try to contest that objective, but the Empire's already got 2 units. They've got Vader and those stormtroopers there within range 1. Moving up here does not change that fact. The Empire will score this round either way. And I'm thinking they could move up here and take a shot at Vader, but he's got a dodge token with deflect. That might backfire on him. Probably the safest move is to just kind of like, I guess, try to move over here and set up for the next round. We'll do that. So Clone Squad 3 will set up shop over here. They'll be able to keep their dodge token for next round because of vigilance. I think they're in range 2 of Kenobi. That's probably the most logical move for them at this point. They're doing that. So status of the board here at the end of round 2. The Empire will be scoring the point for this objective. They've got 2 units there in range 1. Clones only 1 in range 1. Kenobi's a little bit out of range over there. And we move on to round 3. Start of round 3. Both commanders play a 3-pip card. So the rolled off here, and the Empire won the roll off for priority. And here we go. So command phase, Kenobi gave 1 to himself, 1 to these guys down here, and 1 to the Barc Speeder. And the Empire 1 to Darth Vader, 1 to the Dewback, and they gave, I think, the other 1 to those troopers back there. No sense giving it to these troopers over here. They won't be around long enough to matter. So Empire has the first activation. We know what their stack is. It's those guys over there. I don't think I'm going to activate them, though, because they're tying up Kenobi. They're going to die at the end of the activation anyway, so let's leave them there for now. Focus somewhere else. So Vader could activate. With that Master of Evil was pretty awesome. It dropped 3 suppression tokens on those guys over there. Probably panic when they activate. I think we'll just go over here and activate the Dewback and have him maul up some clone troopers. All right, Dewback Dan, let's see what he got. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He got the reroll there with that aim token, so he's got 5 total hits on these poor little guys. Let's see how they defend it. So clones did pretty well. They blocked 3 of them. So that means, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means 2 wounds go through, and the unit's still intact. I forgot to mention, on his rally step, he did rally to remove that suppression he had from last turn. So clones activate next. Oh boy, that's a concern right there. With those, if they don't rally, they're probably going to want to panic. And when they activate, they're kind of far out of the mix right now. I think the Barc Speeder is going to go ahead and do its thing. The question is, do you want to go for Vader or those stormtroopers back there? They've got to push them out. They're in a really good position. They're just going to lock up this objective next turn if we don't do something here. So Barc Speeder, do your thing. Vader's a target. So the compulsory move's done, and I think he's going to go ahead and unleash what he's got on Vader there. Yeah, no rerolls for the Barc Speeder. They took a dodge token instead, so it looks like they only got 2 hits on the Vader. And the worst part was we couldn't use our gunner because 2 to 4 and Vader's inside of range 1. So let's see how Vader blocks this. Vader does have a dodge token to spend, which means deflect is pretty good for him, so let's do it now. Vader blocked 2 of them, and he also has deflect, which means the attacker suffers 1 wound for each surge, so the actual Barc Speeder will suffer a wound. Well, it's kind of too late now, but really I think the better play would have been, instead of targeting Vader, they should have targeted these stormtroopers over here and taken a shot at them. But, oh well, it happens. So it's activated onto the clones. So momentum can shift in this game pretty quick in Star Wars Legion, man. And right now, it looks like the Empire has the momentum going here. Obi Wan could activate, but he'll waste an action wiping these guys out. I think it's better to wait for them to attack him. Then, of course, their emergency stims run out. They die anyways. They can go over there and do something. These guys should probably move up. They're going to probably panic if they don't rally that off. All right, let's see what we got here. So, well, he spent his dodge. Vader spent his dodge. He doesn't have deflect anymore. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and activate this group here and see if they rally. They did not rally. This is not good. Now, I did forget that we went to the stack to get that order token. I knew it was a trooper. It's all we had left in there. So they didn't. They're panicked because their courage value is 1, and that's more than, so twice is 2. They're more than twice that. So, yep, they're going to spend their activation running away. Okay, so they're panicking. It's where they're going to go. Empire's up next. I think they should activate Vader. He's got the distance. He could go into melee base to base and do a melee attack against that Barc Speeder. Yeah, he probably should. So Vader moved in there. He gets the free attack action now. He also gives up a dodge token. So this is it. So let's see what he does. Oh man, Vader might have just sliced this Barc Speeder in half. Well, he doesn't surge anything, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and a crit. Now they got to cover 1 for that that speeder, but even so, it's gonna be 4 hits going through, 3 hits and 1 critical. They blocked 2 of them, so we took away. Let's see, it was 5 originally. We take away 1 for the light cover, block 2, so 2 hits go through. So I forgot the Barc Speeder had a dodge token. So if you factor that in, they blocked 2. It would have been, these 2 are blocked, light cover for the speed they're running, and that would have been blocked for the dodge, leaving only 1 hit that would have gone through for that. So they got the 1 wound, putting them at 3 total, I believe. And I forgot their linked targeting array. Like last turn, I'm sorry, it would have been this round, they would have had a free aim token that I denied them. So, but I'm not going back now. It is what it is for that linked targeting array. So Clone Troopers number Squad 2 will rush up the field here and get in that position over there. So 2 move actions to put them right there. So we probably should activate the Stormtroopers here, Squad 3. I mean, I'm not going to activate these guys, kind of a waste. Go to the stack would be a waste. So let's just go ahead and activate these guys. I don't know what else to do with them. I mean, they've got great position, and they are still contesting that objective along with those guys, so it's kind of a wash. Vader is just out of range out of that, so moving doesn't really do him a whole lot of good, and I guess I'm just going to maybe give him a dodge and just sit there. They'll just sit, and I gave him a dodge and a surge. So our last little clone trooper over here getting mauled by this Dewback. I think he'll do his rally step. I'm thinking he's probably going to try to disengage from that and move away from that Dewback. At the very least, draw him away from things. So, yeah. Well, he failed his rally, so he is suppressed. But he will go ahead and, I guess, disengage. So our lone clone trooper moves away. That's all he can do. So Lieutenant Horror will activate this turn. So she goes to stack. There it is. Gosh, if they're going to die anyways, they might as well just take an aim token and just try to take a shot at Kenobi. Well, with the reroll for the aim token, they scored 1 hit on Kenobi, and he'll defend. Kenobi rolls a surge. He doesn't have any dodge tokens, so he can't convert it. So Lieutenant Uhura gets 1 wound on him. So sadly for Lieutenant Uhura, the emergency stims run out, and now their unit is gone. Easy come, easy go. And last up is Ben Kenobi. He'll be activating. I think he should probably consider hitting these guys from the backside, but they've got 2 dodge tokens. Ay, 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 ay. What do you do? I don't know. Okay, so after some thought here, I mean, Kenobi could move over here and saber throw these guys, but, or he could even he probably has the distance to maybe get in melee combat with them. But with the 2 dodges and the surge, I mean, I think it's a moot point. They'll probably wind up blocking all of them. So how about if Kenobi instead tries to get in position by jumping up here to contest that objective? So Kenobi jumps, and he's now up here on top of the ship, and now he's in range 1 of that objective token, so they might be able to score it this round. So end of round 3, clones will score the victory point. They have 2 units contesting that. Empire only has 1. Vader's out of range. I forgot in round 2, when Vader attacked that Barc Speeder, he did put the 3rd wound on it, which we had to roll a red dice. It came up that it was damaged, so that's been noted. When it activates in round 4, we'll roll to see what happens to it, if anything. And folks, that is kind of where we stand. So the game is still not over for the clones yet. So start of round 4, Empire goes with Implacable and Knowledge and Defense for the clones. So back to the action. Command phase, Kenobi gave clones, he gave them the orders. Vader gave 1 to himself. So, and I think last turn I did mess that up. I mentioned in the subtitles, these guys should not have panicked. They shouldn't have panicked. They would have been suppressed, but not panicked, because they had Kenobi was over here at the time, and they were over here. They were within enough range to use Kenobi's courage value. But I think it was a blessing in disguise, and here's why I think that. Because now, with them being over there, it's opened up a new possibility. They could swing over here and take a shot at these guys, and they're not going to benefit from cover. Only 2 of those units are in cover, 3 are not. Yeah, that might be the move to make. So Empire's got first activation. I think Vader should go and just finish slicing up that Barc Speeder. So there's Vader's roll, man. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a crit. That's 6 total hits. I think he just sliced this Barc Speeder in half. The Barc Speeder does have light cover for a repulsor vehicle, so 1 of those hits was canceled for that, leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 defense dice over here, blocking 2, meaning 3 hits go through, and the Barc Speeder is dead. It only has 5 health, so bye-bye. That was his first act. He just sliced it right in half, and then I think he's just going to take, I think he's going to do a move action over here. I think he is. The second thought, we'll just keep him where he is and give him a dodge token for his second action. So the question is, do we let Vader suffer an additional wound to put that order token back in his stack? If we do that, if it gets pulled later, he only gets 1 action out of it, though. I don't know if it's worth it. Nah, we'll skip it. We're not going to do it. So clones will up next. They're going to activate squad number 3 over here. Do what I said before. Move action. Put them here. Take a shot at those guys over there. Yeah, they won't be able to take a shot because they're suppressed. They get 1 action. So they just moved, put them over here, and then they failed their rally step anyway, so if they had, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So that's where they'll finish their activation. But next turn, they'll be able to level a boom on these guys. So Empire goes back to the stack. It's going to be the Troopers, Squad 3. Looks like all they got left. Well, they're in kind of a bad spot. They may have to move out of there. They could fire back, but they're going to have heavy cover. Ooh, boy. The clones might have driven them out of that position, but they don't want to. You know what? They're going to stay. I think they're going to duke it out with them. They're going to go ahead and do their an aim and then take a shot over here. So with the reroll, they got 2 hits and a crit. The 2 hits will bounce off for the heavy cover the clones are under. That crit will go through unless it's blocked. It is not blocked. The clones will take a wound and a suppression. So going back to the stack, pulled out a trooper unit here. I guess we'll put it over here, this guy. So I think he's just going to keep running. He could fire, but it's got armor, so it'll just bounce right off. He's not going after Vader. That's not going to happen. He'll just do a double move action, try to move over here. So with a double move action, it leaves him right there in his activation. Well, Dewback Dan's going to activate for the Empire, and this guy, yeah. I guess he'll reposition, do a move, and maybe a spur, and try to get all the way down there. So his first action, he spurs himself out to there, taking on suppression. So Dewback Dan spurred himself again to get to here. Remember, he's relentless. So when he does a move action, he gets a free attack action, so he can attack these guys with a weapon. He's not melee with them, but they won't get cover. He can shoot at them though. So Dewback Dan did get a crit. Unfortunately, it was blocked by the clones, but he will drop a suppression on him. The clones will activate next, and let's roll to see if they can remove that suppression. They did. Suppression is removed. So clones will have, the rally check was good, suppression gone, they'll get 2 activations. Now when they activate, Dewback Dan's got Relentless, he gets a surge token for that. So they're going to go ahead and take, I think, an aim, and they're going to go ahead and shoot at him. So clones fire, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and a critical for 6 total hits. Now, Dewback Dan will not get any cover for that. But he does have armor 1, so that'll cancel out one of these guys will go, leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Dewback Dan blocks 2 of them. That means, let's see, it'd be 3 hits then that go through. So Dewback Dan takes 3 wounds on that and picks up a 3rd suppression. So Empire is out of activations, so Kenobi, well, going to the stack, there he is. What does he want to do? Let's see. I think it's time for Kenobi to jump down from there and attack poor Dewback Dan. He's got 3 wounds. 3 more wounds kills him. So for the first action, Ben jumps down, and now he's going to attack poor Dewback Dan in the back. Dewback Dan might survive. Kenobi didn't do so great. He got a crit. A couple of the surges won't do anything for me. He's nothing to convert them. He's got 2 hits and a crit. The armor cancels out one of those hits, so Dewback Dan rolled 2 defensive dice. I almost forgot. So Kenobi's got critical 2, converting attack surges, change up to 2 surges to crit results. That's exactly what he's going to do. So that means he's got crit. He's got 3 crits and 2 hits. So the armor takes off 1 of the hits, 3 crits, 1 hit. Okay. I also forgot Kenobi has impact 2 when attacking it with armor. He changed 2 of those hits to crit results. Now what he hit with was, so now it's going to be, he has 3 crits, and he's got the surges for critical 2. Wow, it's going to be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wow, 6 crits. Dewback Dan actually blocked 4 of them because he had a surge token over there, so he can convert that to a block. Yeah, so how much was it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. That means 2 wounds go through, so he's not dead yet. That'll end Ben's activation. He's done. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Kenobi's got Pierce 2. So what that means is he can cancel up to 2 blocks. If he cancels those 2 blocks, Dewback Dan had on his roll, his defensive roll, Dewback Dan is dead. So end of round 3, the clones will score the objective, and because Vader is just out of range, and Dewback Dan is dead. Yeah, it's a shame. So on to round 4. This game is swingy. I think the clones are going to hold on here. So with the game so close, both sides go all in with their 1 pip cards. Had the roll off, and the Empire won the initiative. So command phase, Kenobi gives an order to himself, and Vader gives it to himself. And let's get ready to rumble. There is an old saying, if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. So Vader's going to take the bull by the horns and get over there and take on Kenobi. So Vader's first move action puts him there. His second move action will put him base to base, and he does have Relentless, so he gets to do a free attack action after he moves. So going to the box, Vader's got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He has Pierce, but Kenobi's immune to Pierce, so 4 hits. Kenobi takes, looks like 2 wounds. So he almost kills Kenobi, but he only gets the 2 wounds. He's got 6, he's got 1 more left. And Vader will force choke these poor clone troopers over there. And Vader ends his activation. So, Clone Squad 3 will activate. Time for the rally. Oh my gosh, they did it. They actually removed it. So they're no longer suppressed. So the clones will open fire, taking a name token, and they're going to go ahead and unleash it. So back to the box, Squad 3 got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And remember, those stormtroopers they were shooting at will not get cover. They rolled pretty well. They blocked 2, got a surge, but no surge token. They don't surge anything. They got a dodge though, so that dodge will cancel a hit. So let's see. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 hits and a crit. So let's see. The 2 shields now cancel 3 hits. So 1 crit goes through, killing one of these guys, and that will end their activation. So these Stormtrooper Squad 3 will activate. No mystery there. They'll do the rally steps, see if they can remove that token. And of course they roll a nothing, so they are suppressed. They get just 1 action. They probably should fire back, but they've got cover 2. They do have this T-21 Stormtrooper who, when converting attack surges, changes up to 2 surges to crits. Yeah, they'll just fire back. So to the box, not so great. They did get a hit and a crit. Now the cover will cancel out the hit, but the crit might still land if they don't defend it. So that crit will go through and cause a wound on the clones. Yeah, that T-21 really came through for them, man. That was the difference in scoring that 1 hit they got. So Kenobi will activate next. He's going to duke it out with Vader. So Old Ben didn't roll so well there. He's got 2 hits on Vader. So Vader will block 1 of them. So Empire is out of activations. Our lone little clone trooper here that was running from Dewback Dan earlier will take a shot at those stormtroopers over there. Even with the aim that he gave himself, he still whiffed it, so nothing happens. So last activation for round 5 are Clone Trooper Squad 2, the Yellow Jackets, and I'm thinking, now they have fragmentation range, but that's a range 1 weapon, but it ignores cover. So they probably, if they burn one of their actions to go over this, it's a short move tool that probably puts them there. I don't think that's still within range 1, so they're still out of range. Alright, they're just going to have to, they can't shoot at Vader because he's in melee with Ben Kenobi. They'll just sit. Even though they're going to stay put this turn, I did give him a dodge because of vigilance, so made sense. So end of round 5, believe it or not, neither side will score a point for this because the clones have 1, 2 contesting in range 1, and I think these guys are in range 1 and him. So, yeah, this guy here is just out of range 1. I probably should have had him come around here on his turn and not shoot. Oh, yeah, that was a missed opportunity for sure. Yeah, I messed that up. I really should have had him not aim and fire at those guys over there. He really should have just moved right to there, and then the clones would have scored that point, but that didn't happen. So as is, no points awarded, and we are moving on to round 6. So on to round 6, both sides playing 2 pip cards here. The roll-off went to the clones, and they'll have first activation. So command phase, Clone Squad 2 and Kenobi get orders, and Vader and the troopers back there get orders. Now it's a no-brainer. Kenobi's going to activate and take a shot at Vader. wow, what a horrible roll. I mean, Kenobi gave himself an aim token, and even with the reroll, he only scored 2 hits out of all that. Well, Vader rolled even worse. He didn't block anything, so it's going to be 2 wounds on the Vader. So we're in slugfest time. Vader's going to retaliate. So because Vader has anger, whenever he's wounded, he gets an aim token, and he gave himself another aim token, and now he's going to launch his attack at Kenobi. So Vader scores 3 hits on the Kenobi. Let's see what he rolls. Yeah, Kenobi probably should have used a dodge token over there. He didn't have one. He doesn't block any of them, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits go through. I believe Ben Kenobi is dead. So to confirm that Kenobi is dead, if he had a dodge token, he could have done some of those surges for defense, but he didn't have one. So, and Vader had rerolls he didn't even use on this. He had 2 aim tokens. I didn't even bother rerolling that, so I don't think it would have mattered. I think Kenobi would have died either way. So clones will activate next. I'm thinking they'll go to the stack. They're going to get a trooper. They'll activate these guys over there, and then they're probably just going to, oh man, I guess taking, there's no way they kill all those guys, but I'm thinking if they go into melee with them, and they can't get there, so, alright. The game is kind of decided, but just for fun, we'll just finish it out. Let's go ahead and take an aim token and just fire at these guys. So with the reroll, they got 2 hits, and then the Stormtroopers will defend. And the Stormtroopers blocked 1, so 1 wound will go to that unit over there. So Empire activates next, and even though the game is pretty much decided, the clones are going to win this one just because of the situation with the objective marker over there. We'll finish it out. They have the Stormtroopers over here. They'll activate. They're already contesting it with Vader. So I think they'll just, for fun, they'll come out and take a shot at that guy over there. They move, putting them in range 1 of the objective, and take a shot at that little guy over there. Oh my gosh, what an amazing roll was wasting that one little guy. Look at that. Hit, hit, crit, hit, and they surge to hit. Wow. So yeah, he's probably definitely going to die, but he'll roll his defense dice anyways. Little clone did okay. He has covered 2 over there, plus he blocked 2. That means 2 wounds go through, and he is dead. So last activation for the game. We have our last clones, squad 2. They probably should try to kill... they probably should try to kill those Stormtroopers. And I'm not going to count this as cover for them because that's more for decorative, so I can see the marker clearly. And we need to start the game with it, so... Alright, we'll take a shot, and then see what happens. So I almost forgot. These guys have fragmentation grenades. It's a range 1, but they have it to those Stormtroopers. Yeah, they're going to do that instead. So using fragmentation grenades, they were able to... Everybody threw them. Except for the one guy with the long rifle. That gives them, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total hits, and 2 of those are crits. They might wind up killing these guys. So Stormtroopers block 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. So that means 2 are going through, killing off 2 of these models. And he's still alive. So that's game. Now, at the end of the game, this is worth 2 points to who controls it. And it is the Empire. They will pick up 2 points to the clones 2 over here. So Empire would have 3. Clones would have 2. Empire would therefore win the game. Oh, caveat, I just realized that in round 5, no points should have been scored. But I'm going to let that ride for now. So final score here, 3. Empire, 2 clones. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.